It is that I think just came. It's like he was coming doing. He was getting ready for his music video.
It looked like that. It looked like a music video.
Yeah, like he was coming out from poison. Yeah, poison. Poison. I think they walk at the back like that. Anyway, hey guys, it's about that time. Another Sunday evenings, afternoon, wherever you guys are, as we bring down, as we come and talk music, celebrating artists of all genres. Well, R&B, hip hop, and New Jack Swing. But anyway, VJ, I'll start off with you. How are you doing this evening?
Yeah, good, good. Just getting ready for a visitor this week. So I've got a friend coming down from Manchester. Good guy.
Oh my
Good guy.
goodness.
He's a good guy. He's coming down from Manchester, so he's gonna hang with me for a few days. It'll be nice.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, all good, all good, all good.
Th- That would be great. Lady Q, welcome. Everyone, as you come in, just hit us up so we can give you a shout out. Stevie, how about yourself?
Listen, guys, ladies, gentlemen, you are on the number one live podcast in the world on YouTube and the World Wide Web. Halftime Chat New Jack Swing podcast. Let's do some fantastic proper introductions here. We got the professor in the top corner there, the professor of New Jack Swing himself.
Thank you very much. Very
Yes.
kind of you.
To my right here, he is the founder of NJS4E, the first New Jack Swing website ever to hit the internet. And then just above me here, we've got potentially the savior of BET, and he can bring Video Soul Awards back. If someone just hired him, this amazing talent, to interview all these amazing artists that they get on the website. So listen, this is what you got tonight.
Welcome, Stevie. Oscar Flavor, welcome. And Mac, welcome. DJ Ubu, welcome. Baseline G. And Benson, welcome as well. DJ All Day, welcome from Queens, New York. And Mr. Andrew Knight, how are you doing? And Zay, welcome. Glad you're here with us as well.
I'm doing good. I know one of the reasons I moved to Las Vegas in the first place was knowing I'd be having an opportunity to see artists from our era perform. So, on a whim, Boyz II Men just finished their kind of mini residency. So I saw the second last show of the night or of their stay. It was great. I think one of the things that was noticeable was if you guys have been paying attention to the internet, Sean Stockman has been doing on that note. And he's been doing some great podcasts. And even on the stage, you can kind of tell Sean has really kind of stepped up to be a bit more of a spokesperson of the group. And the energy was great. And then last but not least, I know that he actually interviewed the group. So I know that's going to be then the next or one of the next versions of the podcast. And it's just, they have an interesting story, I think, for sure. We're probably going to get a little bit more than we've ever gotten from Boyz II Men and their journey.
Wow, that's going to be really good. Yeah. Okay, got to check recordings. Welcome, Derek, our friend out in Minneapolis, and hopeful. Happy Sunday to you. Yes. I have to give it up to Sean, and I would say one of the pioneers of this podcasting or this interviewing stuff was Questlove Supreme from The Roots. He had an amazing show that ran for almost 10 years, and it was very diverse, not just R&B. And unlike myself, he was really into the music, and so when he spoke, he would go deep into productions and things like that and history and stuff. But I did model a lot. I started to reshape how I interview when I'd listen to a lot of his stuff. And I would say that it's having the more of space for us to hear these stories, whether it's myself, whether it's R&B Money, just being able to hear these stories is never a bad thing. Last exit Brooklyn, welcome. Is it Kev the Chef? Welcome, Isaiah Winbro. That sounded like I thought it was like Isaiah Washington for a second. I was like, hey, But yes, but guys, everyone, welcome this evening. It's going to be a fun stuff. We are going to be talking about R&B female groups, and we are ranking our favorite songs from 10 R&B female groups. So it is and we did from mid 80s all the way up. And so it would be interesting just to see you guys on your list. Always start from the bottom, start from number 10 and go back up to number 1. But it's female groups from the 90s, well, not 90s, 80s, 90s, and the songs that one of their songs. So take one of their songs and we go. How did you guys find doing this particular list, songs from female R&B groups?
Very tough list. Very tough list because where do you start? Where do you end? Do you go down the New Jack route? Do you go down the R&B route? Do you do hip hop soul? Do you do all of that? Then you said, I think, did you say 87? This is 87 onwards, right?
Yeah, Stevie wanted to pick, people like the girls, I'm sure, and good girls, and so you wanted to capture some of the New Jack ones. But I think the 90, when we spoke last week, we were like, there weren't that many groups like Abstract, no many female groups in 89. So we realized that actually there weren't that many. There were just a few here and there. So the majority of them came out in 1990. So that was almost a third wave. From the 60s, you had the Supremes and all those stuff. Very few in the 70s, maybe like Sister Sledge, Pointer Sisters, and the Bell. You had a handful then, and they sort of fell. And then in the 80s, there's just a few, but they all really pushed in the 90s and stuff. Juvu, welcome. Ezekiel, always good to see you. Yes. So, but what about you, Stevie? I mean, I know you're probably going to go down the eclectic route, and
it's pretty easy for me. I mean, I did some pretty deep down hardcore digging, but spoiler alert, my list doesn't get past 1993. I know there was a surge of girl groups in the mid 90s that were all excellent, but I figured I might leave that to, I figured VJ might throw a few of them in. He could surprise me. I figured the big four I'll leave to you, possibly Namdi, possibly Knight, and I don't know, I think Knight's going to surprise me with a few. Yeah, well, I think it's going to be a lot of surprises tonight, and I think a lot of things are going to get covered. You're going to see some really forgotten hardcore girl groups, and you're going to hear some very popular stuff. So nothing's going to get left out, hopefully.
Yeah. What about you, Knight?
Yeah, I think this is going to be a very educational show. And I had some honorable mentions. And when you said mid 80s, I was like, damn. But then when you guys said 87, I was like, phew, okay, cool. I just wanted to take actually this opportunity to just name check 2 honorable mentions. The first honorable mention I did see in the comments indeed was Climax. I Miss You would have made my list. But that was, I want to say 84 or 85. So before this criteria. Then the other honorable mention would have been Vanity 6. And I actually feel like them as a group, I've heard a lot of their, like there's a song called Drive Me Wild. There's a song called Vibrator. There's a song called Makeup. Like these are all from their first album. It's really hard to find, but I liked Vanity 6. And then even Apollonia 6 with Sex Shooter. So they're my 2 honorable mentions. My third honorable mention, it's not a huge spoiler, but I booted Destiny's Child for my third honorable mention because I felt like, you know what? I'm going to put this honorable mention in there because they deserve to be name checked. So stay tuned for that.
Wow, okay. I was expecting them to be in your list, actually.
They're gone now.
Yeah, they're gone now. Yeah, Emily, you're right. Mary Jane Girls. I think I knew about them and Climax, but that was I was a kid, and they, but they made some waves. But it's strange when you think of Mary Jane Girls or the Jones Girls or Climax. I didn't see them the same way I saw SWV or TLC. They just felt, they felt like one person singing. I got the videos were different, and I just didn't. I forgot that they were groups. I would never even remember them as groups because it was the music really. It just felt very different. The dynamics were different back in those days. Yeah, it was the girl times, or was it the girls? I think it was good. Was it girls times, or I just
That
thought
was
it was the girls?
Beyonce's group, that wasn't it? What Beyonce was.
Okay, okay, yes. So, Wendy and Lisa.
Wow.
Yeah, thought of them.
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, it's good that you guys are going to be pulling out names from the bags like that, because for me, it was when I was going through my list. It's one of those things where I always think about the songs that really tug on me, as opposed to yeah, I need to get this big song. So if I was doing some of these songs, actually, if I was doing a top 10 from an album, some of them might not even be in the top part. But it's just when I'm thinking of a collective, and I think about girl groups, these were the main songs that I thought, yes. Big Mike's we haven't seen in a while. Welcome as well. Honorable mentions their name, Mr. DJ. Yes, desperately. There's going to be lots of different groups, but I can start off. Dio, welcome, welcome. Okay, so I can kick off with my number 10, and it is Just Kicking by Xscape. And it came out in '93, produced by Jermaine Dupri. I even have on my spreadsheet here where their song ranked on the Billboard 100 and where their song ranked on R&B 100, the peak. And Just Kicking came out in '93. It peaked at number 2 on the Billboard 100, peaked at number 1 on the Billboard R&B charts. And I think when you think about JD having a girl group, he already had success with Chris Cross. I think The Brat came out second. And so he had a formula. And given these girls, it was almost like they dress like they were from the hood, like, Atlanta hood. We're not going to try and make you into something you're not. And we're just going to focus, get your voice to shine. And in a strange way, they didn't look like how they sounded. They got known for being real strong vocalists, but they felt like most people see on the streets, compared to saying in Vogue and stuff, which looked like, oh, they sing, they look sophisticated. So Xscape had to be, Just Kick It, actually. I would say the song is what I'm really going for. The song had to make my top 10, and it is there, Xscape at number 10.
It's a great choice, man. Great choice, man. It's Just Kicking It. It has to be in there. Makes sense.
We've all got great memories of that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes. Yeah, VJ, what about you?
My number 10 is produced by Devante Swing. It features the vocals of LaShawn Shellman and Missy Elliott when they were in a group called Sister. The song is Feel of Your Lips, and it features Casey and Mary J. Blige, and it is stunning. And I had to bump Brownstone, If You Love Me, for that.
Oh, wow.
Sorry, Brownstone. Love you. I love that song. Fantastic production by Dave Jam Hall and great writing credits by Gordon Chambers. But Feel of Your Lips by Sister had to make my top 10. I'd done my top 10, and then I saw the CD and I thought, how can I not put this album on there? And this was as good as any album by Jodeci. This is so good. And it was the introduction, the real introduction. I mean, Missy Elliott was in a group called Phase with the same ladies, FAYZE. And that was around 92, 93, I think. But this one, Sister, came out in 94 and it blew us all away. Fantastic track.
It's a pity that they didn't really get pushed. What label pushed them?
Elektra.
Yeah, they didn't really. They just didn't really market them properly, and maybe the whole situation with the basement. But the music was there. They should have pushed it properly. But sometimes.
Yeah, these things happen. But I think Sister would have been stratospheric if they had got the right marketing. The album didn't even come out. That album was shelved, and my sister was working in HMV, and the buyer that worked in that particular HMV, he was in a warehouse, I think it was in Germany, and he just saw hundreds of these sister albums, and he picked them all up.
Wow.
And those £2.99 or £5.99 CDs that lots of people picked up all across the world, all these collectors, they come from that batch. So
Wow.
yeah, we're lucky to have it, but yeah, all good. And they had a vinyl release recently. If anybody's interested, there was a vinyl reissue of it.
Okay. Anna, welcome. We haven't seen you before, but we're welcome tonight. Right, Stevie, what about yourself?
This is something I had an LP vinyl copy for many, many years, and I'll be honest, I never played it. I think I played it once, and I remember thinking there's a bit of a clash of production going on in sounds, and I'm not sure they quite found the sound. It was pre-New Jack, just coming into New Jack, but it wasn't New Jack. There was grooves in it, there was rapping in it, and then it wasn't. And I'm going to shout her out, the girl who does the one and only New Jack Swing internet station radio. Is it New Jack Flavor? You heard of that? Don't know if you've ever listened to that radio station. It's an online radio station, but they choose the playlist very just album tracks from random New Jack albums. And they kept playing this one particular track, and it made me go out and buy the CD before it goes up to a crazy price. But they're called New Choice. There's 5 of them. They never got to a second album, unfortunately. And like you say, it's these bits of New Jack in this, these bits of bogus type stuff, these raps going on, this bit of bass going on, fast bass. It was, I don't know why. They only released Funny Feelings from this as a single, but the track I've chose is No One Else But You, which is a bit of a groover, an 80s groovier. It's got a bit of cameo feel to it. Bit of a very obscure this, but if you see this on your travels in record shops, do pick it up. Like you say, they were there from the beginnings of New Jack, so I'll give them a shout. New Choice.
What year was that? What year was that?
88.
What label?
The album's good?
It's worth picking up. It's not a killer album, but these these moments on it, and in terms of the history of that period, it's well worth having, I think. And I think that's gonna go up in price. That if you don't get one,
that's nice. That is as obscure as you're gonna get, man.
What a beautiful CD as well. Nice little, it's a very beautiful CD. That lovely to have.
Yeah, I think I like the fact that everyone can see comments, so you can see that every time you type in, everyone's getting to see. Hey, Chim Beats, welcome, Mr. Knight. What about you?
All right, there's so many groups that we haven't heard of or people are just going to learn from this podcast. So I'm gonna say my number 10 really quick, but I also want to give an honorable mention to a group called Pretty in Pink. They had a song called All About Me. You know it, and Shaka Khan's daughter was in the group. So anyway, but all of that said, my number 10 is actually a song that I like because it's gentle and it's pure, and I like the pureness of the music and the vocals. Now the lyrics is definitely, some might say not pure, but it's all good. The song is by a group called Cut Close, and the song is called I Like, and it's just a very mellow, it's a buttery song. So that's the one to kick it off. I feel like this top 10 is like a mixtape of mine, and I'm going to open up the tape with I Like the Way You. So,
great song. Great song.
Yeah, I think it is worth saying that to me it does. When I look at this, if I was making a mixtape of my favorite songs from groups, these songs would be it. And I went for hearts. I don't go for the biggest hits and stuff. It is purely what my favorites are, and I think that's why it's really an interesting episode when you go for your favorites. Yes, and now and as I said, the learning lesson is when Stevie, Sheldon, and I were doing our favorite producers. I had Teddy at number 3, Quincy Jones at number 1, and Jamie Lewis at number 2. And Stevie was the only one that had Teddy at number 1. And that's when I learned that, I'm not just going to go for what everyone else says. I'm just going to focus on who I always have Teddy as number one, but I just
That's it, man.
learned my lesson from
That's
that.
it, man. That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
That's I love that. I love that
Yeah.
as a sentence. It's just brilliant. I love it.
Yeah. Just yes, Pretty in Pink. So I've had a Irana or Ican
Nice.
on my show twice, and
Beautiful.
you know it's trying to get her to talk about the past and Pretty in Pink days. You know, you have to find ways to get it
about
out
the
of her.
evening she stood us up, Namdi, when we was both waiting for her to come on live. And never turned up. How embarrassing
She
was
was
that?
not well.
Who did
She was off.
Hey, how embarrassing was that? Me and
Who
him
was
was live introducing her from Pretty.
Shaka
okay.
Khan's daughter, who
And she never turned
who was
up.
the main singer in Pretty in Pink. Hey, but that's what rock stars do,
Yeah,
you
man.
know. The thing is, I've been doing this for so long that people just don't show up, and they even say, "Oh, wait, I forgot it was today." So it never phases me. Anyway, what I didn't say is on my list, 8 out of 10 I have spoken to.
Nice.
But so 8 out of the 10 on this list I have spoken to, interviewed, and spoken to.
I think there's no excuse
but
for yourself. No excuse. You've got a new record out, you've got a new album out. You need to promote it. Get on a live and plug it. What are you doing?
Yeah,
Unless
you'd be
someone's
surprised how
dropped dead
I
or something,
had.
if you know someone's dropped dead, fair enough. I understand. But any other no.
Yeah, I've had people cancel 5 minutes before. I've had people just didn't show up. So when you get used to it, you don't even think anything of it. Anyway, my number 9 is a song that I think is one of the songs when you are thinking about the 90s and you're thinking about female groups, a song that was their biggest hit. The three of them wrote this song, and I had a very different interpretation of what the song meant. They've given a very different interpretation. It got to number 7 on the Billboard 100, number 2 on the Billboard 1 R&B charts, and is "He's Mine" by Moke and Steph.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
And for many a year, I'm thinking, oh man, so look at this, like, hey man, leave my man alone. He might have spent the night at your house, but he's mine. You had him once, but I have him all the time. I'm thinking, wow, these girls are really brave. You know, I just thought it just gave me a whole different thinking about how women can write about. But what they said is that, look, you dated him in the past, and you had a relationship with him, but he's no longer with you. He's now mine. So that's what they all wrote it themselves. The three ladies wrote the song, the lyrics themselves, and they said that's what they were coming from. However, I think the label and the video has a very different story around it, because it's, hey, you want to sell. It's almost like Adina Howard, sex, you know,
Freak like me.
what's that? Freak, you know, yeah. So those type of songs were really getting, and so it got to number 7 on the Billboard 100. That's not
Major.
You'd be surprised how
that's a big deal.
it's made us. So yeah, it's a massive deal. So of course, twisting on the words, but yes, Moke and Steph, he's mine at number 9.
Another nice choice. I love all of your choices. I'm really loving all of your
Big
choices.
track at a time. That big track.
And you know, when I do this, like I combine the lists. I've seen most of the lists, apart from yours, Namdi. But all the songs are different. Nobody's chosen the same song. Like, of all the lists I've got in, not one person has chosen. Actually,
Wow.
there's one person. There's 2 people that chose the same song out of all of the songs. That's just outrageous.
That's insane.
Anyway, I will talk about that at the end. My number 9 is produced.
Oh, just real quick, VJ, just real quick. So that with that, so Chin Beats mentioned a sampled Prince. The ladies did not realize that the producer had sampled Prince and Roger. When they wrote it, it was a very stripped back. When he was adding the production, he added the sample, didn't get it cleared, and it meant that they didn't really get money from this, even though they wrote the lyrics. So that was a massive error on the producer, because the producer tried to make it nice, and so they lost most of their royalties on that song because of the producer's mistake. So that was really, yeah. So that's something that they learned. Oh, sorry, VJ.
Yeah,
Go
that's
ahead.
cool.
Number 9.
My number 9 is produced by Sean Puffy Combs. According to the credits, he is the sole producer on this track, I believe. The song is written by Terry Robinson. It samples James Brown's Payback 1973. It's sampled in 13 songs, and it is Total Can't You See featuring the Notorious B.I.G. What a tune, man! When this came out, plow, man! It was like just like I don't know what it was when that song came out. It just changed everything. You're like, wow.
DJ,
Yeah.
slow down, son. You're killing him. Just saying, I had to.
Exactly. Yeah. So my number 9, Total Can't You See? And you know how you get some songs where you have like the original version and you think it needs a great remix. Some songs don't need tinkering. Can't You See does not need any tinkering, and the remixes are fantastic. Don't get me wrong. But
The one with Keith Murray. Did they do one with Keith Murray?
yeah,
Yes, they did. I love that one. I love them both. But they ruined it with that
I love that
phone
one.
call in the middle, though. It's like, can you play a tall remix? I'm like, no. Like, anyways, but they're both dope. They're both dope. Sorry, guys.
yeah.
For the sound effect.
I loved Total. I love Pam, maybe because she's been on here 6 times, but vocally she was so unique, and she was the entertainer, and Keisha with her sultry singing, and then and Kima is there as well. Just they came out different. They was different than what we had with our other girls, and that's what I loved about them, was that they weren't trying to be SWV or in Vogue or TLC. They were completely
different.
A very different. Yeah, completely different.
And Hopeful said producer, meaning he walked in the room and gave an opinion. I don't know. This is a bit of a funny one, because we were talking about.
Hopeful is an engineer in the studio, recording it. So she probably, I don't know if Hopeful was in the studio. I know she was in the West, but
yeah, I think it might have been Stevie J. Marco, I think you might be right, but I think it's credited as Sean Puffy Combs, so I don't know. We mentioned another producer last week, and he put his name over everything. I don't think he did very much. And
now,
similar situation.
To be fair though, Rodney Jerkins has said that people don't give Puffy credit. That when Puffy would tell him how to strip things back and to do this and direct the whole thing. So I'm learning to give producers credits based on how other producers who are there with them, what they say. Completely different from Gene Griffin, that just says, "Hey, you guys are okay," and then leaves. What Puffy was in the studio, he changed he will say, "Bring it down, do this." So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
But the thing, like somebody said, Chucky Thompson, like Chin Beats. You said Chucky Thompson. It could be Stevie J or Chucky Thompson. But the thing is, like, when Puffy had he's got amazing ears. He really understands he knows what he likes, and he might not be a producer, but I believe Puffy can go into a room and suggest things. I think he's a gentle persuader, and I think he's probably done a lot of gentle persuading, and I think he would be invaluable in the room. And I think Puffy might be different from other people that take credit otherwise, but I don't know.
But I've interviewed the Hitmen, so some of them, Herb Middleton, so he was part of the Hitmen and he did stuff, and also Fanatic, he did stuff for Junior Mafia of Little Kim, and they talk about what it's like being part of Hitmen and Puffy's role. So I give him some credit. Stevie, number 9 for you.
I've chosen another group that made 3 albums in the 80s, and most people probably didn't even get any of their albums. You're most likely, if anything, to have. They had a big like 80s groover club track that made a lot of compilations from about 1984. The track was called After the Dance Is Through, but they did release an album, the last album, in 1989. Again, I had it on vinyl, never played it until I saw the CD yesterday. And shameless plug, my In Search of New Jack Swing episode 6. Yes, I've been running around for 6 weeks, knocking out content for you guys. It's killing me. Trying to find New Jack Swing in record shops. It's not easy, and people, these people in record shops, like, what's New Jack Swing? They've never even heard of it. So imagine when I came across this beautiful CD in a shop yesterday by this group called Crystal, fronted by a girl called Robbie Danzy, who did some solo stuff in the early 2000s. Not a cheap CD, this. Online now, you're going to pay $50 and above for it, but it's well worth it. It's got some production from Craig T. Cooper and the soul legend Leon Ware. And I picked a Leon Ware produced and written track called Just Don't Make It Hurt. It's an absolute killer track. The last track on the album.
Stevie, how many tracks did Leon Ware do on that album?
2, the last 2.
Wow. And did you pick one of his tracks?
Yeah, the last one. It's the last track on the album.
I don't know that. I'm really happy. I'm so excited that we mentioned something I have no idea about. I know nothing about that song.
Well, let's hope we find it. Let's hope we see a vinyl copy of it in London. There might be one in the rack somewhere, and we'll try and dig it out for you. You know what I mean?
will definitely take a peek at that.
But you might see, you'll definitely see 12s of them, 12-inch singles. That After the Dance Is Through is an absolute killer track from '84. You probably got it on a compilation. Did you ever get any of the Master Cuts 80s Groove compilations?
I think I have them all.
Yeah, they're on. It's on that. It's on that. It's a killer track.
Okay.
Killer track.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Okay. So Andrew.
All right.
The comments are coming through, so you guys can see everyone's contributing. So that's
There's
really good.
A lot of comments. It's difficult. It's difficult sometimes because there's so much going on.
Yeah, I like Hopeful's comment. That's my thinking as well. Because I was even watching digression, but I think I was watching like the Doors movie or whatever. As a producer in the room, we basically kind of direct the musicians and the singer on how to do. So it wasn't a hands-on job. It was more of like a film director trying to coach the actors. Same kind of thing. But in any event, my number 9 is probably my most, I would say, kind of like commercial of the tracks. I do think the song is a little overplayed, to be honest. I don't have to put it on. Like if I go somewhere, I'll hear it. And this song is by a 3-member group. I think their debut album dropped in 1992. They are on Giant Records. And I think the 3 members are from Chicago. What else can I say? In my own headcanon, I would almost consider this like post New Jack, that little period between 92 and 94. Where there was the Attack of the Clones era, where there was many girl groups and many guy groups. So all of that said, I'm not hating on it because I remember loving the song. It was a love at first listen. The song is called Don't Walk Away. The group is called Jade. And they are at my number 9. And It's by far the poppiest track, in my opinion, on my list. So there it is.
One of the greatest tracks ever made. Greatest female swing tracks ever made, that.
And Vassal Benford for Palm Tree Productions. Oh my God, fantastic choice, Andrew. Very good.
Was he part? Okay, so he wasn't part of A Touch of Jazz. He didn't do stuff.
No.
Somehow, what else did he do after that? What else has he done? Was he doing Aaron Hall stuff?
He did Aaron Hall.
I think yes.
Stephanie Mills.
Yeah.
He did Never Do You Wrong.
I remember him on Aaron Hall stuff.
With that really the crazy snare. And Stephanie Mills, that was a big song. Big song in my head anyway, perhaps.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. Number 8 for me. I managed to interview one of the members from this group, and talking about the producer and songwriter was always a very tricky topic at the time. But it got to number 3 on the Billboard 100, number 2 on the R&B Billboard R&B charts. Came out to 94. Changing Faces, Stroke You Up. And I think when we think about it, so what Cassandra Lucas said was, they had a hit list of who they wanted to help. The label says, "Who do you want?" And they had Jimmy Jam, Taylor Loose, Babyface, and everything. And budgets were too high. Then R. Kelly says, "Yeah, I'd love to do stuff," and he sent them the demo with him singing in this like high pitched voice, like because he was going for the women, and they loved it. But she said it was hard to prove this when the mum heard her sing it because these are all church girls, so trying to sing "Stroke You Up," and it was the hardest thing. But to me, this was one of those songs. It came out in the summer.
94. Mhm.
You know, most came out in the summer. Most, if you think back then in the summer, you're bringing out dance and big, up tempo stuff. But to come out with a slow jam, which was a slow burner, but it really got us like, yeah, let's just slow down. I think, even Eddie Levert, when I spoke to him a couple of days ago, he was saying, you've got to give credit to R. Kelly because he was a genius in songwriting. Because that was just, he's changed the game when he did like bump and grind and stuff. It's almost like the summers you could play slow jams and out in the park and the barbecue. Stroke You Up definitely really made a massive difference. They put Changing Faces on the map instantly.
Fantastic.
And Get Out and all the other stuff, Fooling Around, all those things. Just like, okay, we when they come out, we know that they're reliable and stuff like that.
I wonder what they meant by "stroke you up."
LOL. So Namdi,
matron.
Really quick. So that summer, not only did R. Kelly have "Stroke You Up" on the airwaves, he also had that "Anytime, Any Place" remix for Janet Jackson, summer '94. Then he also had the "At Your Best" remix at the same time. So it was like those three songs all together were a total vibe. Like a "Let Me Know." Like,
yeah,
like it was just like, yo, it was.
Yeah, he was the king of slow jam remixes.
All right,
fantastic.
Yeah, as I said, yeah, I saw a video from I think he was a white pastor talking about, he was in a church and he was saying that his daughter said, "Dad, can you play I Believe I Can Fly?" And he says, "Why?" He says, "Yeah, because that's one of my favorite songs." And he played it. And then she says, "Dad, when I grow up, I want to be a basketball player," because she had just watched Space Jam. And this was, his daughter's like 8 or so. And he was saying that he didn't have to go into, "Oh, do you know what that man has done and stuff?" Because he says he has the gifting. His personal life and whatever he did is one thing, but you can't take away that gift and the music. I Believe I Can Fly, the inspiration of what it does, and when you're watching Space Jam and you're hearing the song, so it was a lesson about, look, yes, he's had his issues and stuff, but the music and the inspiration behind them. So, yeah, I know it's always going to be a controversial stuff, but I can't, no one can deny the talent.
He's just an absolute beast producer. And I think it's interesting because there are so many comments. There are 4 comments right now I want to comment on, and there's just too much stuff. I'm really sorry. We're not going to get time. Like, I think, who is it? I think Derek, did you mention, what's that? Pure Soul? I forgot about Pure Soul completely.
Oh, yeah, I want you back.
And now I'm wishing I'd added Pure Soul. And I met up with some friends the other day, and we were talking about music, and everybody's got different opinions on R. Kelly. And one friend, he couldn't say the words R. Kelly, so he kept saying the Peter Mockran remix or the Peter Mockran production. So Peter Mockran was the engineer for all of the songs you just mentioned, Andrew. Okay. And so Peter Mockran, that's all he could say. And another friend said, "I can't listen to a song if R. Kelly's singing it, but if he's produced it or remixed it for another artist, I can do it." So the way the human brain works and what is reasonable behavior or whatever, it's fascinating, isn't it? It's mad.
I think Jamie Foxx said, "Hey, if we can get a convicted president, we can now listen to R. Kelly," or something like that. It was funny that, look, man, yeah, rules are broken now, boundaries are broken, so it's like that. So,
and Lady Q, you mentioned, was it Tanya Blount, Through the Rain? What a tune, man! Oh my god, that's a half an hour conversation by itself. The Tanya Blount Through the Rain remixes with, oh my god, and her as an artist. Anyway, for another day, perhaps. My number 8 is produced by Dave Jam Hall. It's written. So Dave Jam Hall used to work very closely with a writer called Kenny Green from Intro, as you will know. Then he stopped working with him for a little while, and he worked with a guy called Gordon Chambers, who wrote this song. This particular song is by Jade, and it's called If the Mood Is Right. I love it.
Ooh,
I cannot love this song.
Yeah, very
It's
good.
so good. It's just so good. I love this song. So yeah, that's my number 8.
Yeah, Gordon Chambers, definitely a good writer producer as well. And we're going to do an Untouchables producer stuff, because I think for somebody so talented, it's hard to and he's so Dave Jam Hall, as well as the Untouchables, just an amazing talent. He's worked with Michael Jackson, Madonna, and everyone, but he doesn't get the credit he deserves. But anyway, all right, Stevie.
Hey, VJ, I've just thought of something, actually. A song title, a really great song title that I don't know if anyone's really done. You could call a song Out of Our Depth. I think that song title would work.
I think it could. I think it could.
Yeah.
I get worried when you have that facial expression on your face and you're about to say something. I don't know what's going to come out of your mouth.
Hello, Miss Sauvignon.
Maybe I just need to wake up, and maybe I just need to wait. Anyway, let's move on with my number 8. And I'm always drawn at, and I always wonder about certain artists when we don't have the backstory, and I feel like they've got a lot to say. And I felt like that with Dealer Vance until we managed to track him down and get an interview with him. I felt like that a long time about Zan, and I feel like it about these two. I don't know if you can call a duet a group, but they were a duo. One of them tragically passed away. I don't know if it's to do with a car crash or a shooting. They only released one album. It bombed. There was one officially released single, one promoed single, and that promoed single was written and produced by Gordon Chambers. The group were from 1993, and they're called Sweet and Low, and the track is called Directified. What an amazing track.
What a choice.
That is.
What a choice, man. Nice choice, man. I like it.
Always stayed with me, this track. Directified. Namdi, you'll love it. You will love it, because it's that just getting into that 93 mid-90s Moke and Steph. You know, you'd like this. You'd definitely like it.
Very cool, man.
Yeah.
Another skill one. Well done, Stevie. Andrew.
All right. My next selection is a group that was produced by Full Force. They had one major hit that was played all over the Bay Area when I first moved from Canada to California. And I just remember it being pretty big. And it kind of starts off with a, oh, yeah. And then the music starts. They had done background vocals on Try Me by Jasmine Guy. That was also Full Force. And the group is called Ex-Girlfriend. And the song is called Why Can't You Come Home? Home to my love. Like, I'm just like, you come home. They go, home. Like, that home.
Very
like,
nice.
It was just like,
yeah.
So that was like, I hate to say one hit wonder, but like, yeah, they were running the airwaves in KML back in the day. So
good song.
They also had a track on Zebrahead. They had a track, a song on Zebrahead. Is it Zebrahead or something?
Yeah.
On the movie soundtrack. But if you guys search Ex-Girlfriend, Why Don't You Come Home, Soul Train, I'd never seen a group sing and dance. I mean, they would give Troop a run for their money.
Nice.
That's they would give Troop. I was got smacked about it. They're doing these backflips and they get up and then they're singing. I was completely amazed. So Full Force, when I had them on a couple of weeks ago, and they were very clear about the disappointment around the second album and how the girls' management tried to say, look, we don't think we are going to be as successful with you guys, and so we want to have creative control over the album. and then it went the direction of the R. Kelly track, and it just it just dropped. And so yes, and Full Force says if you want to do it yourself, go ahead. So, but that will come out. But for the time when they came out, they were awesome. All right. Oh, so it's me now. Number seven. This track didn't do as much as high on the Billboard 100. It was number 34, but number 6 on the R&B charts. It came out in 95, and I've had the well, not the lead singer, but the person who started the group up, and also she's one of the co-writers of this track, and it is Andrew Knight has already had them cut close. I like.
Wow.
Vocally, the vocals were just so smooth. We had them when when Get Up On It, when they first came out on Get Up On It, and it was like, wow, okay. And as soon as they came out with the album, I was like, I don't know why the album says it only went gold, but because I think over 1 million people must have had that Surrender album. It was well produced, it was put together, and unfortunately, they were in the studios recording the second album with the Neptunes, with Missy Elliott. But Tabitha Duncan said that as she was in her car in Atlanta, there was a radio announcement saying, look, man, we're having auditions for a new member of Cut Close because Tabitha has left the group. So it all kicked off. It all kicked off. And so they were shelved, and they had to fight to get out of their contract. But it's such a shame because Athena had one of the best vocals. Even Tim and Bob said they signed her, and they said that she was the best vocalist they've ever recorded.
Wow.
And their biggest regret was that the album they did with her never did well. Didn't do as well as they should have.
There's an unreleased album by her.
Yes, she came to them just as the album was finished to say, you guys have messed me up, and I want to find new management, and they didn't help with and then the label said, you know what, if you're not behind it, we're not going to really push it. So somebody got in her ear and sabotaged her whole career.
If I'm really truthful about it, though, if they'd have carried on making albums, I don't think they'd have matched that album going further into the 90s. That album's just it's a classic. It's mid-90s classic. That it's not
about the Athena Cage. Are you talking about Athena Cage or Cut Close?
No, the Cut Close album.
Cut Close.
The state of the group. I don't think they'd have that album really.
And Surrender as a single as well. That Walter Mucho Scott remix of that, outrageously good. So good.
Yeah. Okay. VJ.
Who
remembers 769? Is it 7669?
Yeah,
I can't remember them.
Yeah, very good.
Go ahead, VJ.
Fantastic.
They were a bit outrageous, weren't they? They were very outrageous with the lyrics. Yeah,
that's all right. And I think there's some DJ All Day. You've mentioned "Good Girls, Your Sweetness," Marley Marl. I was listening to that yesterday. Very good song, very nice. And Marco mentioned the Spice Girls. Don't worry, my friend. The Spice Girls are coming up any second now. I think all 4 of us have added the Spice Girls to the list, and they're coming. They're coming just for you. What number are we on? Number 7.
Giving you everything.
My number 7 is produced by Denzel Foster and Thomas McElroy, also written by them, 1992. It seems like all of the songs I'm picking are sampling James Brown's Payback from 1973. This one does the same. It's sampled in 21 songs, and it is on Vogue. You're Loving, You're Never Gonna Get It. And I was going to pick Hold On. Pick Hold On. But this song has just such good memories for me. I remember being at college. This came out. I picked up the record really cheap, and I was so happy that I had this record, and I played it to death. So it has to be You're Loving, You're Never Gonna Get It. That's my number 6.
Beautiful choice.
Yeah.
Beautiful. You're actually having me reconsider what I Anyways, but it's, I mean, you got to go with your first answer. But I forgot about that one.
It's so good.
Like,
It's so
come
good.
on. Yeah.
Oh.
Anyways.
And I,
Right.
yeah.
But when I see that CD, it was one of my first CDs I ever got. That with Peaceful Journey, TLC,
Oh yeah.
and and so the CD always brings back memories. But they sounded like angels to me. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
CD.
They were. I mean, that
Oh,
song. Wow.
Joseph Perry,
Smoke
welcome.
shows too. My God,
The
that's
Grey
Yeah.
Stone.
the video. Forget it. All right.
Like when we saw them when they came out with Hold On, and even during that second album, we're like, we are so lucky to be alive in this universe right now. Whilst these women are looking like they on Vogue were
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but Mac, it's about favorite though, and that's always the key, because you could always say Don't Go, Goodbye Love, which was their biggest single from the Set It Off soundtrack. But it's as big as that was, it wouldn't be my favorite. So it's about your favorite song from En Vogue,
Of course,
or from any group. Your
I
favorite,
can name 10 better songs than by En Vogue, but for me personally, what that song meant to me, that is making my list.
Yeah,
of course, there's better songs by En Vogue. They're great vocalists.
Yeah, Stevie.
It's one of those groups again who've got so many questions about, because I don't know much about them. I don't even know much about the producers. The producers are the Funky Mercenaries. I remember I had a friend back then in London who we used to just send each other tapes of radio shows that we were recording. I'd record some bit of Sunset Radio. He'd record a bit of Steve Gervier, and I think Gervier played a track from this album called Don't Fight the Feeling. I then found the album and I talk about it in one of my New Jack Swing episodes, this warehouse in Manchester called Power Cuts that I'd go downstairs into, and it had literally thousands of sealed import copy LPs cutouts for 99p. One day they had loads of CDs in long boxes, and a lot of these CDs, I didn't know what they were. I just bought a lot of them because they were so cheap, $2.99. You can probably see the cutout there right at the bottom.
Yeah.
They're all cut out. They had loads of these cutouts as well. But the group in question is 3 Shades Brown from, what year is this? 1992 on Interscope. And the track I picked is a very melodic mid-tempo called Love Complications. YouTube that track.
Wow.
God. Oh my gosh.
You are a master today, man.
Look at this. Look at that for a cover. Who are these girls? We don't know anything about them. Who are they? Where's the lead singer? It says it here. Name Kim Page. Anybody know anything about a lady called Kim? There's so many questions. But what an album this was. 19 tracks on it. There's all stuff going on. If you like TLC, you'll like this.
Okay.
There's rapping, singing, and all sorts going on in it. But yeah, they're my number 7. Thank you, guys.
I'm all about the deep cuts, man. Like, you're like Stevie the Deep. I'm trying to come up with a name for you, man, because it's all about the deep cuts, and I love that.
A lot of deep cuts.
I'm gonna re-listen to the show and then just go to YouTube, because God bless YouTube for having all these deep cuts that are not available anywhere.
Yeah.
If someone uploaded them. So my number 7 is the group that unseated Destiny's Child. They went from honorable mention to just back in. Now, this group is arguably maybe not considered a New Jack, but they're a girl group, so whatever. Their members are named April Harris, Michelle Visage, and Idalis DeLeon. And Idalis went on to become an MTV VJ here in the States in the mid-90s. They were produced by Robert David Cole and Robert Clavillis. And while their third single was a remake of an old 1980s song called Heartbeat, and that was the song that was everywhere back when I first moved here, I got to go with their first single, which includes the lines, 2 great tastes taste great together, will be around forever and ever, right? And I almost imagined Claire Huxtable rapping that part because it had a classy vibe to it. So anyway, without further ado, this song is called You're My One and Only True Love, and the group is called Seduction.
Wow.
So
Nice.
I don't like the album version. I mean, yeah,
Derek,
the
well
album
done,
version's
Derek.
good, but the video has that rap where she's rapping that piece, and it's just like you imagine high heels and sophistication. She smells like perfume, and she's rapping like what, you know, and she's wearing diamonds and pearls, and they were just classy to me. So that's my number 7. Sorry, Beyonce. Sorry, the rest of you guys, Michelle and Kelly.
That's a deep cut choice. What
That's
is
a deep
which
cut.
track?
What are you
What's the
talking
song
about,
called?
Andrew? It's true, man. Yeah, that is a deep cut. That is a
Yeah.
deep cut.
What's the song called?
So
sorry?
Chimpy said it had the De La Soul Buddy sample.
Yes, for the
De La
heartbeat.
Soul Buddies.
Yep. Mhm.
Yeah. What was the song called again?
Hannah Gardner, Heartbeat was the sample. Good call, Chin Beats. But the song's called You're My One and Only True Love. Or My One and Only.
I'm going to check that after the podcast.
And
Yeah.
Civils and Cold did a lot of amazing music. I know they did some generic house, sounded quite generic, but some of their production is really.
Hey,
worth
VJ,
looking.
he mentioned there a member of that group, April Harris. Didn't she do something in the mid-90s? Some promo tracks?
That rings a bell as a solo artist. That rings a bell as a solo artist.
April Harris. I'm sure she did somewhere.
Yeah, I
She was
think
lead
you're
singer.
right.
So if anyone's going to go solo, it was her.
Yeah.
So yeah, it makes sense.
Who did you have the hots for, Andrew?
Okay.
Oh my God. All 3. I mean, but I also, it depends when you ask. But Dallas was the hottest one, I think. But all 3.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Okay. Number 6 for me. I don't know if they will be considered one of my favorite female groups, and I was going through their catalog, and I saw, and this song is something that this is one of the songs that always touches me, and I love the vibe for this. Now, the song only peaked at number 16 on the Billboard 100, but number 4 on the Billboard R&B charts. It came out in '97. It was produced by Timbaland and written by Timbaland and Missy. Love What About Us. I
Nice.
love Pam's delivery. When I interviewed her, she talked about being a fan of Michael Jackson. And you can see when she's singing and everything's about the music when she dances and stuff. And I watched the video again this morning just as I was just putting my stuff in order. And I said, yeah, this is my favorite Total song. Probably not their biggest, because I think their debut one was, or Kissing You was probably their biggest one. But to me, this was my favorite. It was fun. It's the video with Missy in there, just having them vibe and dance and stuff. Yeah. What About Us? Total. Off the, what soundtrack was
Soul
it? Was
Food.
it House? Was it Soul
Soul
Food?
Food.
Soul Food. That was a good sound. That was a good soundtrack. The Face did some real good soundtracks.
The Face, wasn't it? That was.
We may have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, we may have to do a Babyface, LaFace, sort of Boomerang, End of the Road,
Milestone.
and Soul Food.
You're twisting our arm.
We may have to
We'll do it. We'll do it, Namdi. All right.
Yeah, we may have to just to look at those soundtracks. But yes, that's it. My number 6. Total. What About Us?
Oh man. Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. I just gotta say really quick. Total. I just have to like gush for a second. I love Total. I love their second album, and I know they're back together, and I know they're not with Pam. But I'm sorry, it's not the same without Pam. I mean, I think Pam had the kind of unique voice, and I just wanted to just say that for the record. I love Total more than you guys realize. So if we do a Total episode, I will show up even on a weekday. No promises though, but I won't.
And I had Pam before they went on tour, and she really wanted to do it, but she just didn't feel she felt convicted not to do it at this time.
Okay.
And I'm going to have her in a few weeks' time on just because I love she's just an amazing person. But I've got chemo as well, so I've got to always balance it out. But yeah, go ahead, VJ.
I was just going to say, Emon Booker, you've just mentioned Black. And
808.
I have that's one song that didn't quite make my cut. I had Black, I'm Good in my list. It was in there for consideration. There's something about I'm Good that just works. So I just share that. But we're on number 6, right? So my number 6 is produced by Naughty by Nature and Craig King. It's written by Renee Neufville. It's on Motown Records from 1994. I'm gonna tell you any second if nobody ruins the surprise, Andrew. Thanks, dude. Thanks for sharing my list for me. So the song is, there's so many songs by Jeanne that I love, but I've gone with Changes. I could have gone with Sending My Love, could have gone with Vibe, could have gone with Groove Thing, could have gone with Hey Mr. DJ, just like that Eddie F track off the second album, Saturday Night with the Locks, so many tracks. But Changes, it just hits oh God, I love Changes. It's so good. And I was gutted when these guys broke up. Yeah. So Jeanne, Changes, that's my number 6.
I'll have to go back and listen. And
They were superb for a couple of albums, weren't they?
Yeah.
But they were produced by KG, not KG from.
No, they were. But this particular track was produced by Naughty by Nature. It was all of them. It was produced by Stretch.
Okay.
So this was an anomaly on that album. If you look at the credits, unless the credits are wrong, and if the credits are wrong, then I apologize.
Yeah, no, I didn't know.
KG was obviously, he was the main producer over all of that. But on this particular track, it's Naughty by Nature. It's credited. So, but whatever the case, whether it was all of them or KG, and KG is an insane producer. Like, I've got so much time for him. But Changes. If you don't know it, please go and check it out.
It's a great track.
Very, very, very special track.
Yeah. Okay. Chimbies, I don't know if Total is I think I bought everything Total did back in the day, but I don't know who my favorite will be as well. But yes, go ahead, Stevie.
I've made a very late change to my number 6, and I don't know if I really should change it because I'm just looking at this. These 3 absolute stunners here. Oh my God.
Who are they? Is that Eternal?
Oh my God.
Good Girls.
Oh, yeah.
Should I really? Just call me. I'd love to call you.
I'm sure you would, sir. I'm sure you would.
I haven't got time. I'm on the podcast. But I moved them out of my top 10, and I don't know if I've made the right choice, but I just couldn't leave these girls out, Eminem. Leave them out.
Okay.
Because Get to Know You Better was just I played it to death, but Get to Know You Better. We should get to know. Give me karaoke now. Give me a karaoke night. Give me Get to Know You Better. Give me this amazing album, number 6.
Very good choice. Very good choice.
And I left it for, swapped it for Since I Fell for You, which is an amazing
very
track.
good choices. Well, you can't go wrong with either of those. Very good. Very good choice.
Yeah. Miss Savagno, you were talking about Jean from Zane. I would always, when we think about when groups break up, a lot of times it's after the second album and they realize they haven't.
You just mentioned Jean Griffin, did you there, Namdi? Don't do it again, please.
When you realize that they haven't been paid, that's when they're like, okay, we need to get out of this. So sometimes the breaking up isn't just by creative difference. It's like, we're not making money out of this. So it wouldn't surprise me when she just says, the industry is not for me. And she's doing stuff with her husband. They're getting Grammys for jazz stuff. And Renee is doing her own stuff solo. But the Good Girls, I've been trying to get Joyce separately on the show, but she was like, look, you want me to come on and talk about the heartache of when our manager, when he left, and then they got the A&R and Motown messed them up, and after the second album, so the heartbreak of the Good Girls breaking up when they should have been pushed on. Motown just didn't handle that them well. But anyway,
they had some jewelry.
Yeah, but that was amazing. They could. I love the fact that they could dance, and the New Jack, they dance and sing as well, and they had the look. Yeah.
But what about Mary and Matt? Mary and Matt, 2 bites at the cherry at major label level, and it didn't happen for them. But what a wonderful album this is.
For sure.
You've not got to go out and buy a copy of this.
And
that was produced by Herb Middleton, right?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Herb Middleton
Produced by Herb Middleton.
and Redhead Kingpin are all over that. So Herb Middleton and Redhead Kingpin, they had a production team called Down Low Productions, Trini Productions. Yeah, very solid album. Things are falling apart. What's that song, Stevie?
Oh, that's what I nearly picked that one, Falling Apart. Oh,
Falling Apart. What a tune, man.
my gosh.
Oh man.
Yeah. But then Herb talks about getting Teddy's approval to be able to work on that album, and just working on that album, but unfortunately just didn't get promoted and pushed properly. Yes. Andrew.
All right. So my number 6 should be no surprise as far as this group. I think this group should be on all of our lists.
This is funny.
That's hilarious. I just thought that's so funny.
He said they took this.
Motown doing their thing.
That's right.
Motown. I mean, that reminds me of the Boys' second album. I mean, the third album, rather. I want to talk about that. Also, R.I.P. to Jabari Abdul Samad, the father of the Boys. Rest in peace. Yes. I literally had been listening to The Saga Must Continue like crazy the last several weeks. So, I want to acknowledge that, and hopefully we can talk about their third album, because I think it's very underrated and it's really, really good. And I think me and BJ agree with that. So going to number 6, no surprise. It is T-Boz, Left Eye, and Chili. The question though was what song? So I've had a favorite song by them, and it's a hit. It's off the second album. Surprisingly, it's not Creep. And it's not Waterfalls either. But Digging on You almost made my list. But then I said to myself, don't be different for the sake of being different. Just be true to yourself. What is the song that you've actually put on yourself, or the song that is guaranteed to not get switched when you hear it? And that song has the acronyms RLS, aka Red Light Special. So there's just something about that song. It's a smooth, slow burn. The video's great. It's just a sultry heavyweight of a song. So, and in my opinion, their best ballad. So it is Red Light Special at number 6 by TLC on today's cover.
Yeah,
great choice, Andrew. Love it.
Yeah, it's strange because when it first came out, I didn't like it. When it first came out, it had to because I didn't like how T-Boz sang on it. So it took me a while to get into it. It took me a while, and maybe because in my head there's a certain way Babyface writes and produces songs, and that wasn't it. I could hear some of his stuff, but he does Can We Talk? He does a little bit more. He does a very different vibe and less sexual. So it took me a while to get used to that song. But I love that. I mean, that 94, that album. 94 is a special year, which
And you know what you said about not liking that track back in the day, and you like it now. I have to apologize to every single artist whose song I said I didn't like back in the day, because the moment Crunk came out and all this other stuff that came out after it, I'm sorry. I was wrong. I was wrong, and I apologize.
It's true. I mean,
so many songs that we like from back in the day that we didn't like at the time.
Yeah, goodness. I rush to them right now. I go to all of them right now. Exactly. Yeah. A day, Lane, how you doing? Okay. Number 5 for me. What I love about these girls or these women is that they were different. Not just physically different, but vocally different. This track didn't do as big on the Billboard 100, so you can tell that it was really an R&B album song. Number 6, it's 49 on the Billboard 100. Number 6 on the R&B 100 the R&B charts. Came out in 95, produced by Dave Hall. It's Brownstone, Grapevine.
Tune.
Great.
Nikki starts off with that her big voice, and you had Maxie in there, but it was like they weren't like anyone else. They were not doing SWV, and they always singing. but it was just so powerful from normally they start slowly and then build up. She started high and then just carried it on. Watching the video, Nikki had a short haircut, and they just looked. It reminded me of the vibe of the mid-90s, Love Jones, and all those type of just like Black excellence. I just love the track, the video, and everything. So Brownstone, and as I said, the only people that I haven't had on my show is Xscape. But everyone else that I mentioned, I've spoken to, and even with Brownstone. And I actually spoke with Soul Shock, who from Soul Shock and Carlin, who was married to Maxi, who sadly passed away. And the day we did the interview was on her birthday. And it was a tough day for him, but we spent 3.5 hours talking about everything else that it helped sort of take away the memories of her loss. But yes. Grapevine. I mean, I know they had If You Love Me and 5 Miles to Empty. They had some beautiful songs on that debut album, but Grapevine to me is one of their best.
Namdi, are you
Yeah.
do you listen to many instrumentals? Do you go onto YouTube or onto streaming site platforms and listen to instrumentals?
Just without the singing, just the music.
That?
No, I won't say I do.
I was going to send you the Grapevine instrumental. I cannot explain to you how perfect the music is on that. It's just bananas. But if you don't listen to it, it's all good. But it's stunning. It's a stunning piece of music.
Wow.
So great.
But that's the Dave Hall. We talked about Dave Hall being probably one of the biggest untouchable producers outside of Eddie F, but probably one of the most unknown ones. Because that was his. He did, we talked about Madonna. He did stuff with Michael Jackson. But he just seems to be going under the radar. But that was it, yeah. BJ, number 5.
My number 5 is produced and written by Donnell Jones.
Ooh.
And I couldn't get Abstract or Eminem on this list, unfortunately. But Mary Brown is on this track, and it's 702's Get It Together. I think this song is as close to perfection as you can get. And if Donnell Jones was to do a song that he did for another artist that he could have done for himself, I would have liked to have heard Donnell's version of this. But the 702 ladies smash it. Absolutely stunning. That's my number 5.
So the backstory of that is that Donnell he had his own girl group, and he had written a song for them. And Eddie F was at Motown, and he was one of this R&Rs. He says, Donnell, I need that song for 702. And he was like, nah, it's for my group. And he says, no, man, I need it for 702. So he reluctantly gave it to them. So he produced it for them. And when I spoke to 702 last week or 2 weeks ago, they never forget how he kept getting them to keep singing over and over and over. And they were like, man, I've already sang it. Says, no, you're not getting it right, because there was a feeling. And I think what Milo reflected on that, it was a very personal song for Donnell. Maybe what he was going through with his then missus, and he wanted them to convey the way it was feeling inside. They would say that was the hardest song they'd had to record. It was very challenging. It almost fractured their relationship. But it's all love now. But I love that Get It Together. I think the video, I think it feels sad. It just, I don't really want to know, can we get it together?
So good, isn't it?
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful song. Glad you put it on
there.
Yeah.
Donnell Jones, the one thing he doesn't get credit for is his production and writing skills. That man is so talented. And I think you mentioned the Untouchables. So for me, I would say Novell, Eddie F, and Dave Hall, and then I would put Donnell Jones. But then there's all of the Untouchables. Yeah. They're so talented. There's so much talent in that collective.
Is this Kenny Smooth?
Yeah,
he's the one that did Changing Faces. He's the one that produced. He's the one that signed them. Yeah. Stevie.
I'm going to
Number
kind of
5.
I want to kind of contradict myself here. I just kind of thought about female singers or
Female
female group singers. Even though I feel very drawn to them. What would it be like to marry one? How hard work would that be if you was to marry a female singer?
Why would it be hard? Why would it be harder than
Because of
marrying
their work lifestyle and the hours. That it's not a 9 to 5, is it? It's a 24-hour type day job where they're performing way late into the night. They're flying places. The schedule's all over the place. They're not getting much sleep. They're doing interviews, especially if they're successful. Where would they make time? I don't know. Could be very easy. Could be very. I don't know, but I'm just putting it out there.
I think it might be okay
How
because
much? I feel female singers require far more attention than your average woman. Your average woman requires a lot of attention, but a female singer, you times that by 10, the attention, the adoration they want and they desire.
Okay. So Stevie, can I ask you a question? It depends what level of singer. So if it's somebody that's like a mega star, that's a different conversation. If it's somebody who's a popular singer, I think you'd manage that, because I think the fact that they're away, it gives you space. You're in touch. You're sending like.
I like that. I like the fact that they're away and they give you. I never thought of that actually. They give
It's space, and we all need space.
Yeah,
whether we acknowledge it or not, we all need space. So you can send a nice little text. I'm missing you, honey, or whatever, man. And I'll see you in 2 days. It's all good. Yeah, we'll go to our favorite restaurant on Wednesday. Whatever, man. You know what I mean? It's all good.
I'd have time to go and buy my number 6 selection, which was Eminem, and because VJ's left his New Jack Swing selections out, I'll go to number 5, and I don't know whether I cheated here, but it's the same group under a different name. That's
not cheating. That's not cheating.
You got me bugging over you. You got me bugging over you. Written by, I love this record so much. One of the original New Jack Swing girl groups. Fantastic track.
Great choice. I would have.
Well, I'm glad you put them in there.
Yeah.
I would have put that, but we mentioned that 3 days ago, so I didn't want to repeat that song. But just bugging over you.
No, but
it's at number 1. My number 1.
Favorite.
I didn't want to repeat it.
Yeah,
I didn't want to repeat it.
Yes, okay. They said she would have married Tevin Campbell, since we're on the same topic.
And you've ended up very disappointed when he revealed his big secret to you a day. So.
Yeah.
Oh,
our very own Phil Schofield.
Can I ask
go ahead.
Question? Like Tevin, so somebody played me. You know the song "Back to the World"?
Yes.
So that's a Tevin Campbell song, written by and produced by Rahsaan Patterson. Now there's an original version of Rahsaan Patterson, and I just wondered, in your opinions, who's a better singer, Rahsaan Patterson or Tevin Campbell? I just wanted just random question. Sorry.
I ain't touching it. No, I don't think no one ever Rahsaan's work to make an educated.
Stevie, you must have an opinion on that, dude.
I don't know. Can you put him in the same? Rahsaan Patterson was. He was on a different level, mate. He's on a different level.
Yeah, you put Rahsaan above Tevin Campbell vocally.
He's got.
I can understand it. I'm not. Nobody's right or wrong.
I don't know. I feel he's got a lot of jazz training. Rahsaan Patterson.
I think with Kevin, it was the songs. You know, it was the songs that really, we got into his songs.
Just vocally, forget the songs. Just as a singer, who's there? Ezekiel, thank you for saving me. These guys don't want to answer this question. And Lady Q, thank you, and Derek. Okay, it's a bit of a mixed bag. Okay, cool. Sorry, carry on. Sorry, ignore me now.
Yeah. Who's next? Oh, it's Andrew. Yeah.
All right, it's my number 5. I'm debating how I do this, but I'm gonna just whatever. See if anybody knows what song this is, and then or you type it in the comments or whatever. I've never done this in my life. Okay, so here we go. Now, Joe want to be like Bob. Bob got it going on with no job. And everything Rob got, he got from Rob. And everything she got ho-hobbing. My girl Julie want to be like Jackie. Fat rope chains, I think that's wick wacky. Tom and Dick want to be like Harry. Little do they know he's biting on Barry. Stan was a scam, but then he's legit. Mercedes coupe, home troop with no kit. a businessman with a beat before a reason, not like Tim because it's in this season. Express yourself. You got me beautiful. Anyway, yo, Salt and Pepper. It just hit me, and I'm like, wait a minute, like they're a girl group. I'm gonna totally pick that song. Oh yeah, like, express yourself. You got me. You cannot tell me what I do, baby. I'm messing it up. Come on, rock that body. Rock that. Oh yeah, rock that. Sorry. Anyways, I got excited. Yes, I am a rapper. No, but check this out, though. I remember when I first heard this song, and it was 1990, even though the album came out in 89, and I was just like, man, they went from like Push It, which was very crossover, to more straight up R&B. And I looking at the credits, Salt produced the track. I didn't know that. And then the music video, produced by by what was produced by what's it called? A female director too. So Salt and Pepper was really ahead of their time as far as girl power is concerned. So because this is a girl group show, I felt like one of the forerunners for girl power was Salt and Pepper. So I am proud to have them at my number 5 in this, halftime list expression. So thank you for allowing me to express myself with the first time ever rapping their song. But it was just so sassy and so of its time.
Great choice.
Guess who sang the chorus?
I don't even know.
Guess who was singing the
it might have been them. I don't know.
Jackie McGee.
Maybe uncredited. But Jackie McGee? Okay, thank you for saying that.
Jackie McGee was singing the chorus. Stanley Brown did the production.
Okay.
And so Jackie, when she came on, she was saying, look, I sang. We reworked the production with Stanley, but just like a Jean Griffin stuff.
She's put herself on credits. Yeah.
But they've I think they've resolved things now, but as of 2 years ago, no. But yeah, so it was one of those situations where, and so it was disappointing because this was the same time when Jackie brought it up is when Spinderella had her own issues as well. So it was almost like, oh man, Salt. But I think they've all resolved everything. They've all talked and stuff. But yeah, so Stanley Brown was doing the production. And Jackie did the vocal production and stuff. But you can't take away the fact that it was an amazing track, and it was Salt's idea about doing it and getting the sample and stuff. But yeah, definitely. Salt and Pepper were international with went from Tramp, Push It, doing the butt. They were able to just keep moving and keep moving and keep moving. So it's good that you brought them up, definitely.
And if you're talking about girl power, as you mentioned, Andrew, there, like, I wouldn't put the Spice Girls in this conversation, but I'd put Salt and Pepper. You know what I mean? Salt and Pepper they were all girl power, and Salt and Pepper is not Salt and Pepper without Spinderella. I just really needed to say that. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. But always big shout out to Auntie Jackie. She is. She's definitely going to be on. In a couple of weeks with I forgot his name now. His name just escaped me. All right, he produced Eminem. He produced the Eminem stuff. Herb Middleton.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Number 4 for me came out in 1990. Number 2 on the Billboard 100. Number 1 on the R&B charts. Foster McLaren did the production. And Vogue, when they did Hold On, it's impossible not for this to be my favorite groups, because when they start off with is it Jackson 5 stuff intro, and then they go into, and I'm like, oh, this is nice, and then the beat drops, and you're seeing these 4 fine women dancing and singing. I'm like, oh my goodness! It's almost as like it was just a major announcement that we're here. I mean, that was like a massive introduction. I've only managed to interview Dawn Robinson, and that was a big scoop. Dawn has called and said she's coming back. on to update on how things are. But for me, just the ladies they just did something that we hadn't really seen. I think Brownstone were close, but there's a very difference with a 4-part harmony with a 3-part harmony. And I think when I think of Brownstone and how vocally they put that effort into their songs, and see how In Vogue put their stuff together, and they all wrote the song as well. The 4 ladies all wrote "Hold On,"
Fantastic song.
and I think they don't get credit for that. But for a debut single, that is amazing. So
And-
Hold On at number 4 for me.
Fantastic choice. And MMAC put an interesting point there. He said that JJ Fad crawled so that Salt and Pepper could walk, and that's a very, very fair comment. Absolutely, brilliant comment.
Okay, I'm trying to. So they crawl. So say.
So Supersonic.
Oh,
was
JJ
massive.
Fad.
JJ Fad did Supersonic with
Yeah.
Dr. Dre, and that was before. JJ Fad really hit it the big time before Salt and Pepper hit the big time.
Yes, and I've interviewed them. Yes, JJ Fad, and they talked about that. I was surprised at the fact that all 3 of them are still together. Yeah, all
They're
3 of them are still
very
together.
sweet ladies.
Yes, all 3 of them are still together, still doing their thing. Yes, one of them had their house burnt down, and there was a fundraiser to try and help with that. But yes, JJ Fad. VJ, what is number 4 for you?
Number 4, I've cheated. So my apologies. I couldn't choose one song from this artist, so I picked both of these songs. You discard and use one. So the first song is produced by Novell Hodge. The second song is produced by Heavy D. All of them are written by C. Rose, C. Lucas, and the first one's also written by Novell, and the second one is also written by Dwight Myers. It's Changing Faces, Come Closer, or Baby Your Love. Either one will do me just fine because they are equally absolutely amazing. Heavy D doesn't get enough credit as a producer, but Baby Your Love is magical. And Come Closer, oh my God, that song is just too good. I want to listen to it now, but I'm on a podcast. I will wait. So, and it's
okay, that was Cassandra who wrote it. Okay.
Yeah, and then it's sampled in Infinite Will, a song called Gunspike from 2018, and it sounds Come Closer sounds quite good on that. So if you want to have a little listen, maybe have a peek at that. But yeah, Changing Faces, Come Closer, or Baby Your Love, doesn't matter. I'm happy with either. That's my number 4.
That's 2 for Changing Faces. Nice.
Stevie.
I had a traumatic time picking which track was my favorite from this album, and I don't understand why they only ever did one album. It's got production from Chucky Booker, Brian Loren, Dealer Vance. It's a duo called Stacey and Kimiko, and the album right off the bat starts with Wait For Me, which is one of the singles, then Are You Available, and then Come and Get It. And Come and Get It made my number 4, produced and written by Chucky Booker. And Dealer Vance, Lover's Paradise, is an absolute killer on this as well. Oh, I used to love this.
Great song choice, man. That's a great song choice. I didn't even think of that. That's a great song.
Come and get it.
Wow.
Oh my God. New Jack Swing Dream. I'm dreaming here. I'm just dreaming. Get me back to 1990, 1989, please.
People that don't know that album, and they should definitely listen to Are You Available, because Are You Available is
my God.
absolutely
picture for you Gen Zers when they're on the phone. Look at the phone there, the big phone.
Yeah, it doubles up as a weapon. If anybody attacks you, just chuck the phone at them.
Yeah. Stacey and Kimiko. What a duo this were.
Okay. Andrew.
All right. Gotta drop another one I forgot about, and it might have made my top 10, but it's too late now. And this honorable mention does go out to For Real, and they had a song called Don't Know Nothing. It was a a cappella song, and it was really catchy. Anyway, Don't Know Nothing, For Real, we love you. Now, my real number 4, I was actually shocked to hear Stevie drop this group, because I was like, I swear I thought I was gonna be the only one who had him, but Stevie dropped him. back in, I want to say 1993, this song came out, and it sounded, maybe it was 93 or 94. When I first heard it, I thought it was TLC because it had a little bit of that left eye thing going on. And some of the lyrics go up tempo, down tempo, mid tempo, remix, up tempo, down tempo, remix. And then it goes a little to the right, left, a little to the right. Nah, right there. Keep it right in the middle. Give me that 40 dog. Come correct. So the name of the group was Sweet and Low. They were visually appealing too. So what the hell happened? But anyway, 40 dog at number 4. I can't find it anywhere except YouTube. And it was a catchy ass song. So this is a high compliment to you guys that you're number 4 on my list, you know, amongst, and Destiny's Child is nowhere to be found. So there you go. 40 dog. Sweet
Big tune. Big tune.
That remix, the Marley Marl mix was big as well, wasn't it? Heavy
So
song.
good.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
We're at 3 now.
I'm looking at my top 3 here, and number 1 is clear. I'm surprised at where number 2 is. But number 3, I had, with these ones, I had to look at watch the video again, just to be, you know, just to be sure that I put them in the right order. The song was number 6 on the Billboard 100, number 2 on the R&B charts, and it came out in 92. And I don't even care about the remix. I think the original track itself is just as iconic as a 90s group introduction as any song that we saw. And that's SWV's I'm So Into You. You know, Brian said that he wanted to try and move away from New Jack because even though he was a big fan of it, he wanted to do something different and, you know, and be trying to use Coco's powerful vocals to deliver something different. But when you listen to it, even the instrumental, dum, 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 you're not, and I listened to it and I thought, yeah, this just takes me back. And it lets me realize, yes, these girls came out the back. They were not like Mary. They weren't like in Vogue. They were on their own. I don't know who I could compare them to when they came out in 92. They just were different. And that's the kind of thing that I liked about SWV when they came out, was that they weren't TLC. They were different. So I'm So Into You, the original version. Even I love the Teddy, you know, Rex and Effect, you know, check. It's one of my favorite remixes. But the original version of this song is just on fire for me. So it's number 3.
Nice.
SWV, I'm So Into You.
Solid.
Yes.
It's tough with that group. It's tough with that group to choose a best song. There's so many, isn't there?
Yeah. I mean, I think because I was never a big fan of Human Nature remix. At the time, I just felt it was slow. Even Lily didn't like it. She just thought, oh goodness, it's slow. And I understood how powerful the track is and what it did, but I think this is a very nostalgic list for me, and I always hope that we're doing it. For me, this is nostalgia. Like Stevie's doing a lot of that. It brings back the memories of things. I'm probably the only one that liked the Lose Some Tension. What's the third album?
Release Some
Release Some Tension.
Yes,
With Lose My Breath.
I thought that was my favorite SWV album. But hey,
that was a really good album. No, that Release Some Tension was very good album.
Yeah, but it was hip hop
Yes.
featuring SWV. In fact, the last song with Snoop, it was a Snoop track, and they just sing the chorus.
Okay.
Yeah. It was,
So that's a good example.
Lily hated it. She said they just had us with all these rappers featured. It was just took away. They wanted to make them total. They wanted to.
Man.
Kenny Ortiz and go ahead. No, go
So
ahead.
somebody just said,
Kenny
"When
Ortiz
This
had moved
Feeling."
on.
That song is dope. That's the one by Pharrell. Anyways, when this feeling come over me, it's a is it about? Is it? No, that's the first album. The second album was called. Is it A New Beginning? Anyway, it was his second album. I got excited, guys. Sorry, I mean,
Yeah.
You know how Release Some Tension had all of those featured rappers? That is what I was proposing in the abstract conversation about Guy. If Guy came out with an album today, Aaron worked on his vocal coaching with whoever, worked on that. You get Damien, Timmy, Teddy, everybody, or whatever combination they want to work with. And then you get some featured rappers like that. I think it could really work. Like whoever's top right now, that would be great. And then once they build up momentum, they can hit us with like an album with just them. You don't need anybody else. That's what I would do if I was Guy.
Doing Wizzy Wow.
Okay.
No Wizzy Wow.
Yeah.
The Silvers Misdemeanor. Yes, that's the original, and I love that.
All right, VJ, go ahead. Number 3.
My number 3 is written by Pharrell Williams. It is produced by Chad and Pharrell. It's from 1996. Namdi's just mentioned the group. It's SWV, and my song is Use Your Heart.
Use Your Heart.
What a tune! Oh my god! This is before the Neptunes got a bit more drum heavy with their production. So pure, it was Neptune's gold, pure gold. So Use Your Heart. Is my number 3.
So they did a Gene Griffin in that credit. Tammy Lucas wrote the song. It was supposed to be for her album. It was actually it was her album that she wrote it and they produced it. When they were submitting if you look at the credits, I think it's Tam Music or something like that. So her publishing is still there, but the Pharrell, the Neptune's manager, did a Gene Griffin and sent in the credits on both that song and also the one with Total, When Boy Meets Girl, something like that.
Oh my god, I forgot that song.
So Tammy also.
Great song.
So Tammy's credited as the vocal producer, vocal arrangement, but these were the songs that they wrote for her, that she wrote and they produced when they were working together. But when they gave it to them, they did dirty in the credits. But she still has a publishing. But yeah. But beautiful song. She did the arrangement and stuff. In fact, she released her demo version on her website a year ago.
Now I have to hear it. All right.
Yeah, that's good. That
it sounds so much better than because she was
I didn't know she'd written that. That's fascinating. So she wrote "Use Your Heart." That feels like
it was her song. Yeah, she wrote it, and then they did the production. They wrote the music.
Then why is
Pharrell... then the manager? So it wasn't. It was Chad, their manager. So she said it, and when I interviewed her, she said the manager of the Neptunes, he's the one that submitted the stuff. Now she's still got to publish it, but
that's awful. Tammy should be credited for that. And as Ezekiel,
so she gets, as I said, publishing. She gets it.
Yeah. Ezekiel put something there. He said, "Guy do not need rappers." I don't disagree with you. My point was, it was about if Guy were to kickstart their career in 2025, how would I do it? And my suggestion would be you'd get featured artists. So it doesn't need to be rappers. It could be featured whoever. So you get the big boys in, whoever's relevant now. And then once that momentum is built up, then Guy release an album, which is just them. So album number 4 would be number 5, and number 6 and number 7 would be just Guy. Because Guy, you're right, doesn't need anybody. I agree with you.
We've always needed a pantomime villain, and VJ has taken that role to the T.
only for these
Stevie.
For this week.
They should
answer a question a day made about Cleopatra from the late 90s. There were three girls from Manchester.
The sisters.
3 girls from Manchester.
Sisters, right?
Yeah, and they did have a few. They did have a few hits, but I remember the label spent really big money because the Jacks did a cover of the Jacksons, "I Want You Back," and the Rodney Jerkins did a mix, and it just bombed. It didn't do anything. And I remember as well that a lot of DJs just didn't play. I never heard the tracks in clubs when they did all the remixes. So they did have a few hits. You know, they didn't blow up. The first album sold all right. The second album bombed, but yeah, Cleopatra, I do, from late 90s. I do remember them. Anyway, my number 3, I'm not even sure. Did anybody get this album? I think they came out of the West Coast. They were called Times 3. The track was produced that I like on here.
Jermaine Dupri?
Sorry?
Is it Jermaine Dupri?
No, it was, there's an array of producers on it. Christopher Troy and Zach Harmon.
Zach Harmon, yeah. And
who did stuff with Karen White. Demetrius Ship was a track on here. Demetrius Ship, T. Hatter. Brilliant. But these are long forgotten.
Yeah, definitely. But it's a good album.
Yeah, it's a good album, but the track I picked is Typical Relationship, which was one of the singles. It's a killer swing track. Absolute killer swing. Doesn't get enough mention, that. Brilliant. Lovely CD, again, if you can find it. Don't see it around much these days, though. Hard to find that now. Very hard to find.
Stevie, I'm pretty sure Christopher Troy and Zach Harmon did I'm Not Souped. I'm pretty sure for Troop. Yeah, so if that's encouraging, because I like their sound. They actually did some music for this group, don't laugh at me, but called The Guys Next Door, I think.
Yes, yes.
So it's like, yeah, you guys, so it was like that, and it was like, this sounds like Troop. Well, of course, that's why. But anyway, I think it's a West Coast thing. So all right, thank you, man. Thank you.
And the other thing about Cleopatra, somebody Last Exit to Brooklyn said about Mickey D being their A&R. But one of the ladies from Cleopatra was, you get those musicals in the West End, just like Broadway. So in the UK, we have the West End in London. And one of the Cleopatra ladies were singing in a Michael Jackson musical. They were one of the featured vocalists, one of the main vocalists for that run for, I think, 2-3 years. So if you're just interesting.
Hey, one of them went on one of them X Factor shows and just got to the house stage and then didn't make it, and it was all very emotional. There's an emotional scene of Sharon just saying, I'm sorry. It was so they've done a lot. They've done a lot to try and make it, but didn't, minor hits in the UK.
What was their debut single again? I can't remember.
Cleopatra Coming At You.
Okay, yeah.
Rodney Jerkins was on that.
Okay.
Yeah. Coming At You.
Okay. Andrew, number 3.
This song was Love at First Listen. I remember thinking it was Brandy at first. I didn't even know who this group was. So all I could guess was maybe it's Brandy. And I called in the radio station and tried to guess it, and I got it wrong. And I was mad. But then when I found out who it was, I was like, okay, whatever. I like them. The second memory I have is the Source Awards. When this beat came on and a certain person jumped on stage in the black, I think, Sox jersey, doing his little dance thing, I was like, okay. And the crowd, as much as they wanted to hate on the East Coast, they couldn't, because the beat's undeniable. And when you hear that, you just don't know what you do to me. Give me your like whatever. Yo, can't you see? I did too much. Can't you see? Number 3, baby, by Total. I consider that song like your funkiness filter. If you hear that song in a public place, anyone who's not moving, just leave them alone. The people who are moving, though, who actually understand the funkiness of that track, that Payback track, that James Brown undeniable funk is, those moments where you get so emotional, you stop making sense, and you're almost in a different dimension. That's how I feel right now. So anyway, I'm gonna cap it off with one last expression of my love. Can't you see? Kima, Keisha, Pam, New Jersey Five soundtrack, and then the debut album, Total.
Wow, I want to buy that shit now, man.
Is that 5 in sales?
I'm getting a copy right now.
And I like the fact that the Vogue, they all sounded different when they sang, and I love the blend. And I think that's why I said they were different from SWV and from In Vogue. And I like that diversity. You can't, Kissing You was a beautiful track as well.
The remix is killer. The Oh Honey mix. Come on, son. What?
Yes, it is.
They had some real good remixes on that. Okay, number 2 for me. Goodness. I didn't think I was going to put this group at number 2, and I didn't think they'll be this high up. The song was number 7 on the Billboard 100, number 2 on the R&B charts. Came out in '92, but when I think about this group and I listen to the song again, I realized that actually this was a song that I had to. They came out differently. They were wild. It was TLC, and I chose "What About Your Friends."
Nice.
And Dallas Austin did the production. It was just all over the place. It was, with a Dallas Austin production, it's like when he did stuff with ABC and Spider-Man. It just drums everywhere and it comes everywhere. But the "What About My Ear Friends" is, and I like the fact Lisa's rapping, and that's probably why she felt Crazy Sexy Cool. She was sidelined because she had so much involvement in the debut album. She was part of it, and she was sort of sidelined. I can understand really. They got bigger songs, became a bigger group, but the debut album, having her rap and the whole thing, was what TLC really should have stayed to. But "What About Your Friends" to me it just takes me back. So when I think of a '90s group, I think about TLC. It has to be "What About Your Friends" for me.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice
I'm with
choice.
that.
That was close for me.
Yes. Okay.
That was very close for me. That was my second choice. It was like my changing faces. I put this or put that. So it could have been the other way. So my number 2 is written by Dallas Austin and Left Eye, produced by Dallas Austin, 1992. It's TLC's "Ain't Too Proud to Beg." And I had to put this in so high because the impact of that song was just something else. Like when TLC came out with that song, I love that song so much. It felt like, who are this group? What are they talking about? They had their pants to the side and they had paint all over the place and it was mad and they were a bit crazy. I loved that video when I first saw it. And TLC have better songs, but for me and what that song means to me, that is the feel-good factor, and that's "Ain't Too Proud to Beg." And so, who is it? I think Richard Ashcroft. You mentioned the Eddie F remix, but don't forget that Novell Hodge was a key part of that remix, and Eddie F could do the production, the remixes very well. But all those keyboard solos and all those extra sounds, that's all Novell. Eddie F is not good at that kind of stuff, but he's good at what.
Which version do you prefer?
There's so many. They're all good. There's so many.
But I mean, those two, because I'll tell you, at least where I was, it was the radio played the Eddie F. Novell version more.
And I can understand that completely. There's nothing wrong with that at all.
Yeah,
it's gold. That is gold.
Okay.
But I've just gone with all album tracks for this purposes of this particular list. So I've gone with the Dallas Austin production, and that's my number 2.
Okay. Wow. Look at that. Both from the same album, same year and stuff. Stevie?
I've gone with arguably the first and original New Jill swing group produced by Kyle West. The Girls. If it's games you're playing.
Nice.
Look at that picture cover. The original OG CD pressing, which goes for stupid money now. And that lovely. Look at that.
Wow.
So uptown, New York, Manhattan, whatever, Brooklyn. Oh, if it's games you're playing.
What a tune. A great choice, man.
I mean, I must admit,
but some
of the vocals on this album are hard going to listen to at times, but they were very young. They were very young, but this is the start.
But then later on,
Jack on here.
But later on, Terry and Monica became the foundation of Uptown and Bad Boy, with their backing vocals, with their songwriting. So they went on, and they were the foundation of many of the Uptown Bad Boy songs.
Terry Robinson wrote "Can't You See."
That's right.
Yeah,
she sure did.
Wow. That's it.
You sure did. I love that connection.
She's a legend, man. Terry Robinson's an absolute legend.
Jimmy Jenkins said that when he had to leave Uptown to go to and he started Bad Boy, he took almost like the devil took a third of the angels from heaven with him, and because he was arrogant, but they could see the leadership in him. He took a third of the uptown stuff to Bad Boys, so it was like, yeah, man, this guy has it, and so yeah, so yeah, but Terry Monica, those are definitely you give a shout out to them. Honorable mention to Terry Monica. Okay, Andrew, number 2 for you before we get to our final one.
My number 2 almost made it to
He's
number
got the
1
shades on.
because I'm a little embarrassed to do what I'm about to do, but I got to do it. You only live once. My voice might crack live on this show. So here's my hint. Why? And then you go, love will be right here. Why? All right, enough of that. So my number 2 is the Human Nature remix of SWV. And the reason why I'm going with the Human Nature remix is because that was what was played on the radio. Actually, it's crazy how that song came out twice, right? I think it was like the second. Now that might have been the first single, actually. The album version, there's a video for it and everything. But then in '94, that one came out. I loved it. There's even the remix, like 6-track, I think, EP, and that is my favorite version of the song. But that is number 2, and I hope that "oh shit" was a good way, Sir Greystroke. Anyway, but all right, it's all good. Give me an A for effort. But yeah, I love that song, which means the number 1. Y'all get ready for my number 1. That's all I gotta say.
Okay. Well, all right. Let me count down for those who came late from number 10 before I get to my number 1. So number 10 was Xscape, Just Kicking. Number 9 was Moke and Steph, He's Mine. Number 7 was Cut Close, I Like. Number 6 is Total, What About Us. Number 5 is Brownstone, Grapevine. Number 4 was En Vogue, Hold On. Number 3 is SWV, I'm So Into You. Number 2 is TLC, What About Your Friends? And number 1. Now, as I said, only TLC and Xscape I've not had any contact with or spoken to, but I spoke to the lead singer of this group, spoke for 3 hours when she was in London about a year and a half ago. 3 hours, and I moved to America in '92 to go to university, and so this brings memories of me first being in America, then starting university, and when I hear a song, I just automatically transport back. When I think of the '90s, this is probably one of the soundtracks of the '90s. It got to number 4 on the Billboard 100, number 2 on the R&B charts. And Stevie has mentioned it before, but it's Jade, Don't Walk Away.
Wow.
It is such a '90s staple. You know how I wonder if I take you home, you think of the '80s. For me, if I hear this, I'm like, okay, this is a '90s. This is '90s. They had the flannel sort of thing, how they dressed, and yeah,
the jeans,
the dancing, the jeans. I just look at that and I remember being in college. I just remember the whole vibe. And D came to perform, and I'm like, D, I've been trying to get on the show, but she's like, she's not yet ready. But when we met in London and we chatted for 3 hours, she did a whole interview off camera. Which was great because I still have a number. I can send her a message right now. How you doing? And she'll reply back. I wish I could get on camera so she could share her beautiful story. But I think unfortunately, because of how the group is, who owns the name and the split between with the other ladies, I think she just didn't want to come on camera and say stuff that could be used again. So I totally understand, respect her and stuff. But this is my favorite song from a girl group from the 90s. Jade's Don't Walk Away.
Everything you said there,
I can hear it now, and it just
was the same exact. Same when I heard that. Everything you in college, in that 12-inch import single when you bought it for the first time in the shrink wrap, hearing it in a club at the time was just magical. It was magical, mate. Seriously.
yeah.
And hearing that on a Saturday night out was just great
Mhm.
times. Great times.
I mean, you know, I've seen videos of people, you know, in the 90s, every song had an intro that you could just hear the first few lines. They're like, oh, I know that song. And it didn't ding. Like, okay, you just knew who the song was. And if I hear it now, then it just, I'm like, man, what production. So is my number one.
Very good.
Yes. So, yes. Edmund, hopefully somebody else has Destiny's Child. It's not that they're a bad group, but I don't know if any of their songs. I mean, they came out towards the later part, and I didn't even have 702, and I love those girls. I didn't have Shades, which I love as well, or Allure. I love the girls from Allure. But this is, you know, as I said, these are just the favorite things, the songs and even Abstract. I love that album, but I think these ones have much deeper meanings for me, and that's part of what we're picking. Yes, VJ, 10 to number one.
So 4 songs that didn't make my list: The Good Girl's Future, I was going to add that. Black, I'm Good. Xscape, Pumping, which is a Jermaine Dupri track, which sounds very much like a Dallas Austin production. We talked about that recently. Brownstone got bumped from number 10, If You Love Me. And at number 10, I put in its place Sister, Feel of Your Lips, featuring Casey and Mary J. Blige. Number 9 was Total, featuring the Notorious B.I.G., Can't You See? Terry Robinson track. Number 8, Jade, If the Mood Is Right. Number 7, On Vogue, You're Loving, You're Never Gonna Get It. Number 6, Jeanne, Changes. Number 5, 702, Get It Together. Number 4, Come Closer, or Baby Your Love by Changing Faces. Number 3, SWV, Use Your Heart. Number 2 was TLC, Ain't Too Proud to Beg. My number 1 is produced by Teddy Riley, written by Tammy Lucas, and the original demo of this song was done by Tammy Lucas. There's some fantastic remixes of it done by Jay Henry and Gail Sky King, and it's arranged by Kyle West as well. It is the girls, formerly known as the Uptown Girls, Wishing You Were Here. This song is magic. It is so good. And if you know it, great. If you don't, you should definitely give it a listen. And I remember getting this 12 back in the day and I played this to death. And I couldn't believe that Teddy Riley had done it. And I love seeing T. Lucas as a credit. It made me very happy. And if you ever get a chance to listen to it, Tammy Lucas's demo of this is even better than the girls' version. Tammy Lucas she's Tammy Lucas, but Terry Robinson, Tara Gita, and Monica Payne make up the girls. Wishing You Were Here. That's my number 1.
Nice. I will be going to listen to that. I remember seeing a video by them called, I think, Jam If You Can.
Oh,
no
yeah,
one ever talked about that.
Yeah.
But I remember seeing the video. All right, cool.
That's an Eddie F. Untouchables production.
Thank you.
It's a nice. She put Zane pieces together as her number 1. Okay,
Stevie. I'll have to dig that out and listen to it again.
No, my mistake. Sorry, can I correct that? It was Carl West. Sorry, not Eddie F. and Untouchables. Carl West production.
Couple of bits that I couldn't. There was a UK girl group that I wanted to add to my list. I couldn't find this. They never released an album, only a few singles and a few compilation cuts. They were called Serenade. I just wanted to mention them. But I don't ever happen. Do you remember in VJ Serenade? I
do. Fantastic. Yeah, very good.
And there's also this group called Trey. They were signed to Priority Records.
Okay.
I don't know whatever happened to these girls, but if you find this CD, get it bought before it disappears. It's it's drying up. This, well, I picked up that recently. Some great stuff on that. Right, get to my my number 10 was New Choice, No One Else But You. Number 9, Crystal, Don't Make It Hurt. Number 8, Sweet and Low, Directified. Number 7, 3 Shades Brown, Love Complications. Number 6, Eminem, Get to Know You Better. Number 5, Abstract, Bugging Over You. Number 4, Stacey and Kimiko, Come and Get It. Number 3, Times 3, Typical Relationships. Number 2, The Girls, If It's Games You're Playing. Number 1, I've said it numerous times on this podcast, they are my favourite girl group, especially new Jill Swing, new Jack Swing girl group. It's these girls, Ex-Girlfriend. I love the album cover.
Nice.
I love what you're wearing. I love the pic. I just love this album so much. But it's the Full Force produced You. You're the one for me. You are my baby. You. Full Force again. We've got to do a Full Force podcast.
100%.
Maybe it's if predictions or whatever, but we need to give them guys their prop. But that was an outstanding new Jack Swing cut for me. Ex-Girlfriend easily makes my number 1.
Well done. Well, that's an interesting. You've really dug deep, man. You have really dug deep, man.
Kill me to leave out Jay, Don't Walk Away. Kill me to leave Close out. I'm all them, but I knew they'd get picked anyway.
Yeah.
Oh wow! So we align on 2 groups, like Ex-Girlfriend and Sweet and Low. Yeah, so that's awesome. All right, so my number 10 was Cut Close. I like. My number 9 was Jade, Don't Walk Away. Number 8, Ex-Girlfriend, Why Can't You Come Home? Number 7, Seduction, You're My One and Only. Number 6, TLC, Red Light Special. Number 5, Salt and Pepper, Expression. Number 4, Sweet and Low, 40 Dog. Number 3, Total, Can't You See? Number 2, Right Here, SWV, the Human Nature Remix. And my number 1 track isn't Destiny's Child, but I think this group walked so Destiny's Child could run. I would also say that this group loved them some Payback by James Brown. I will also say that the album version of this song did not use Payback, but the video version of the song did use Payback. So I'm going to play it just in case it comes through. And then let me get to the port. Wait. Sorry, guys. Glasses on. Then here's Terry right here. All right. Oh, wow. Thank you guys for indulging me. I love the Lies by En Vogue. That's the second single, and the video version had that doom 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 doom. So it's just kind of like it was perfect. And I live my life a different way. And then Terry comes in. Terry's my favorite one, and she's like that. I'm not gonna do it, but she has that he. Like it's just it's perfect. So En Vogue was again just so sexy, so talented, so debonair, so elegant, so beautiful, so giving him something he can feel with their energy. So for me, I felt comfortable giving them the number 1 spot as the queen of the girl groups for me. Wow. And Destiny's Child, they got their flowers in the mainstream, but this podcast we're gonna give it to them. So that's my winner.
Yeah. And you can't argue it. I mean, I love the Dawn's rap on there.
In the middle.
There's a version that she raps, in the middle. I love when Dawn left. the group ended for me. I couldn't listen to EV3. I just, because she left at the peak when they came out with their biggest single, and then she disappears, and it's like it was just hard to adapt. But yeah, the live performance on Arsenio Hall, that was hard. That's what I saw at Mac. Well, guys, it has been a long one, just over 2 hours. You guys have been adding your list as well. It has been great to celebrate these women, especially VJ still got to say, yeah, especially the fact that we probably had between the four of us at least 30 songs, different songs. But you've got your compilation, VJ.
Yeah, so I can't because from the lists I got, the songs were so varied. There is no meaningful data that can be gathered from the list like that. It's just
okay, yeah,
it's just
sense.
bonkers. But the one meaningful bit of data that I could gather from the songs that were sent through via the various lists was which artists were voted the most.
Okay.
So I'll go down from number 10. You had multiple votes for all of these artists. So, and this one shocked me. Number 10, Stacey and Kimoko was at number 10. Multiple people voted for Stacey and Kimoko. Number 9, multiple people voted for Sweet and Low.
Wow.
I don't know, man. I'm not. I don't know. This is.
I've won again. I've just
You're
won
the
podcast.
winner. You won the podcast. Number 8 was Jade. Number 7 was Ex-Girlfriend. Number 6 was Brownstone. Number 5 was The Girls. Number 4 was Total. Number 3 was TLC. Number 2 was SWV. And anybody that said En Vogue at number 1, you're the winner, because En Vogue they had the most submissions by anybody by quite a bit. So that's
the fact that we've got Sweet and Low in the top 10 is just that's a win.
And Ex-Girlfriend.
Yeah, that's a major win for me. That.
And no love for Destiny's Child. Wow.
Not one person from any of the submissions put a Destiny's Child song in there. Not one.
And I will say that in the 5 years I've done this channel, anytime I've anything of Destiny's Child or Beyonce, it doesn't get the love among the generation of majority who watched halftime chat. I don't know if it's an oversaturation of what she's doing now, but she doesn't get the. So I think that's probably why Destiny's Child doesn't get the same type of support as it probably would have gone. I don't know why. But,
sorry. What was that? What was that production track again? I'm just going to type it in YouTube.
You're my one and only.
So I can listen to it. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So, guys, we appreciate everyone who joined in. It was a long list. We're gonna do. We'll talk offline. I'm sure we'll probably do the guys at our next date and stuff like that, because it's only best to even it out. One of the final things I would say is that I recently, over the past couple of months, people have been talking about their Mount Rushmore, and I finally did mine out, and I put Michael Jackson, Prince, Whitney Houston, and Bob Marley as my Mount Rushmore of artists and stuff, and it is something that I could not believe that people would. There are levels, and the people I put in are levels above everyone else. So it'll be interesting if everyone could, in their own time, put up their Mount Rushmore. Diane V.
Well, you put Bob Marley. Do you ever listen to any Bob Marley?
Yes, and Bob.
Waiting in vain there all day.
Bob Bob has created his own. I mean, if you ask any kid reggae, they'll tell you Bob Marley, and he's been dead for goodness going almost more than 40 years. But he's in that genre, no one has come close to what he's done, and he put out catalog in his short life. So I think when I think of Prince, Michael, and even Whitney, I think Whitney's voice was at her peak. Pre-Bobby was probably one of the greatest ever. You know, people talk about Aretha, but Whitney was just on another level. So, but that's just mine. So be interested in everyone else. VJ,
just one quick thing. A lot of people have mentioned Xscape, so I just wanted to tell you where Xscape showed up on the list. Xscape showed up at number 25.
Wow.
They're in there. Multiple people sent in lists for Xscape, but that's where they got to. Yeah.
And Destiny's Child, you're saying, yeah, it's, I don't know. I think the Destiny's Child thing is a generational thing.
Yeah, I think so.
I think there's a generation of people that just that just haven't warmed to them. But MJ, Stevie,
I'm good with that list. And I would almost separate the men and the women for me because it's just too hard.
Yeah. And can we
add
to that list?
To counteract Nandi choosing Bob Marley, I'm going to choose Fela Kuti, mate.
Very good choice.
Get Fela in there, the greatest Nigerian musician ever to do it.
No doubt.
Yeah, as I said, as I said, I'm Nigerian and I love Fela, but I
chose Bob Marley over Fela. That is a revelation, mate.
Hey, but I think Bob is just on a, his legacy CD is, I think Bob's just
great. He's great. You can't really argue with old Bob.
But anyway, but that's and it's very subjective. But yes, but I think you can't have. It's hard to have Michael and Prince who've done, just on a different planet. People might put Beyonce. People might put other, and it's like they're just levels to me. There's one list, and then you can have a list below. But anyway, guys, we've kept you for 2 hours and 11 minutes. We appreciate everyone who's stayed with us. This has been much more fun than I anticipated. A lot easier than when we did the producers, but that's also not going away. So we will be back, just like a Marvel film would say. Dr. Doom will be back, or the Avengers will be back. We will be back in a date soon. From VJ, Stevie, Andrew Knight, and myself, we thank you guys. Please like, subscribe, share all the fun bits, and we will see you guys very soon. I need to get this ready. We'll take care and talk to you guys later. Ciao. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for being a part of Halftime Chat. Please remember to subscribe, share, and comment. But most importantly, why don't you become a member of Halftime Chat? We've got amazing videos, amazing perks, and being able to support the channel. But anyway, thanks for watching. Take care.
I never participated in that kind of
and somewhere in between
us, or even loving us, on which I didn't miss you with.
What was it like growing up?
She's still making an impact on 4 houses down.
I have a couple of pieces.
trying to get this one and that one.
That works for you, but just for me,
No, okay, you're okay.
They don't understand what Jonas' voice meant in all spirits.
Play it.